Hi children, good morning to all. So, first of all, I want to congratulate all the students who have done the one word test. Okay, so you have sent me the answers, and Manisha, very good, you got 10 out of 10. Okay, so others also you have done your exam very good, like 8, 7, just some careless mistake. Okay, so I'm very happy that those who have done the exam, at least you're watching the YouTube classes, you can understand the concept, right? So very good, I'm very happy. So hereafter often I'll conduct this one word exam. Okay, so just understand the concept and you can do it. Okay, so those who didn't complete your one word exam, at least do it and send to me. And hereafter often I'll give this one word test, so please watch your YouTube classes regularly. And today we are going to start our chapter 8, comparing quantities, right? So the last two chapters were similar, right? Square and square roots and cube roots. So we have done the problems based on that. So just I think this is a new topic for you. The square and square root and cube root. I don't think you have studied in your previous classes. So go through that thoroughly. And if you have any doubt, you can text me. So if you more students are having doubt in that particular chapter, so I'll just do a revision in YouTube. Okay, so please go through that. And today we are going to start our chapter 8, comparing quantities. So already in the 7th standard you have learned comparing quantities. So can you recall what are the things you have learned in the grade 7? You can just note it down in your rough note. Okay, you have your rough note and pencil with you, right? Often I used to say, when you're coming to attend the max session, you have to keep a rough note and pencil with you, right? So, what are the topics we have learned in chapter 7? What are the things, ratios we have learned? Then profit and loss we have learned. Based on that formulas we have learned. Then profit percentage, loss percentage, then how to find the amount, then like amount, principal, rate, time, all these topics we have learned. Then you have learned about equivalent ratios. So these are the topics what you know already about ratio. What is ratio? How to represent the ratio? So here also uh, we will learn ratio, but you will learn about different formulas, how to find the increase percentage. More formulas are there in this chapter. Okay, so if I'm taking today one topic, some formulas will be there. So what you will do, you will note it down in your classwork note, last page of your classwork note. You can take your last page of your classwork note, and for example, today, after watching your YouTube class, you will be doing your homework problems, right? Then you will note down the formulas, what we have learned. So you can, last 2 or 3 pages, you can leave it. Okay, you can put the heading there, formulas. And for example, chapter 1, what are the formulas we have learned? Write it down. Chapter 2, what are the formulas you have learned? Write it down. Like that, you can write it down at the last page. So during the exam time, it will be easy for you to learn it. Okay, so today I will give some formulas. You have to learn it. So the next section we will be doing the problems based on that formulas. So today just only the simple introduction I'll give. So today after completing this session, I'll give you the one word test based on this topic what I have taught you, and some square and square root. From maybe I'll be taking from cube and cube roots. I'll just take what are the chapters till now we have completed. Here and there one word questions I'll be taking. Okay, just think it and do it. Only 10 questions. Okay, children. So daily you just do that exam. Whenever I'm giving you the one word test, please do it and send to me. I'll correct the answers and I'll send the mark in WhatsApp. Okay, children, is it clear for you? So only today I'll take only the introduction part. Okay. Next class we'll see the problem. So you have to read your textbook. That's all. So now let's start our session. So we'll start with ratio. Okay. So what is ratio, children? Already you have learned, right? What is ratio? Ratio is a mathematical concept. Mainly we use to compare the quantities, right? So how you will be comparing the quantities? Compare two quantities. So for example, how you will measure liquid? How you will measure liquid? What is the measuring unit? You will use liter or milliliter, right? You will use liter or milliliter. So if I'm writing, uh, if I'm writing like this example, you want to compare the quantities. Okay, I'm writing. I'm having 5 liters of water, and you are having 2 liters of water. How you will compare it in ratio means how you will write 5 is to 2, right? So if you're having the same units, liter and liter, if you have the same units, we can compare it. For example, here I'm writing I'm having 5 liters of mango juice. You are having 2 liters of apple juice. Whether I can compare this one? No. Why? Because one is in liter and another one is in milliliter. So when you want to compare the ratio, one thing we have to keep in mind, the both the quantities should have same measuring units. So here we can change milliliter to liter or liter to milliliter. Anyway, you use the conversion method and make the both units same, then you can compare the quantities. So this already you have learned. So what is ratio? Ratio is a mathematical concept which is used to compare the quantities. So how you will compare this I have explained, right? So what is the symbol for ratio? Is to, we'll say this one, right? Ratio will A is to B or 5 is to 2. I'm saying 5 is to 2. How you will represent 5 is to 2 means 5 is to. This is a symbol for ratio. Okay. 5 is to 2. So how I can represent ratio in fraction? 5 is to 2 means in fraction how we will represent? 5 in the numerator and 2 in the denominator. This is how I will represent the in fraction. So A is to B. Generally we will say A is to B. For example, 20 is to 10 means I'll write like this, 20 is to 10. Okay. For example, suppose there are 400 girls and 300 boys in a school. So you can take example as our school. Okay. So we are having 400 girls and boys 300 in a school. Okay. The ratio of girls to boys can be written as. This is very important. The ratio of, what is first they have written girls to boys. So girls to boys means how you will write? What is the number given for girls? 400. So 400 is to, what is boys ratio? Number given 300. So this one, these two zeros get cancelled, right? So we can write 400 is to 300 or 4 is to 3. So how I have written 4 is to 3? These two zeros I can cancel it, right? So in fraction form, how we will write 400 in the numerator and 300 in the denominator. For example, I am saying the ratio, find the ratio of, here I write, find the ratio of boys to girls. Find the ratio of boys to girls. Say the answers. How you will write? Find the ratio of boys to girls. So whether I'll write in the numerator 400 or 300, what I'll write? 300, right? Because the first they have given boys to girls. The ratio we want to find boys to girls. So what is the number given for boys? 300. So we'll write 300 is to 400. So here also the zeros get cancelled. So we can write 3 is to 4. When you write in fraction, we will be writing 3 by 4. Okay. So when you write the ratio, one thing you have to keep in mind, check whether given numbers have same unit or not. And second thing, if they are asking boys is to girls, then the first numerator part should be boys. Don't change the number and write girls, then the answer will be wrong. Okay, these two things you have to keep in mind when you do the problems. Okay, and next one, percentage. So what is percentage, children? Out of 100, right? Percentage is Percentage is a way of expressing a number as a fraction of 100. A number as a fraction of 100. For example, you are getting 80 marks in maths. 80 marks in maths. So, what is out of 100? Out of 100, you got 80. Out of 100, you got 80. So, if I'm saying 80 percentage marks. So, that means how you will write in fraction? 80 means out of 100 you got 80. So what is the total? 100. For 100 you are getting 80. So percent means per 100. It is often denoted using the symbol. This is the symbol we are using to represent percentage. Okay, is it clear? So already we have learned how to convert decimal to uh, fraction, then decimal to percentage. So all these small topics we have covered in chapter 7. So here you are not going to study that small problems, but that method we will apply in the word problems. So today what is your homework part? You have to refer your chapter 8 comparing quantities chapter. Okay, you are going to revise your grade 7 comparing quantities chapter. So there what are the things you will learn? How to compare in ratios and converting, finding the percentage. So there are small 2 mark questions problems are there, right? So many problems. So just recall it because in this chapter you will not learn all the basic things. You will be directly applying all that in the word problems. So you have to go through that. So today I'll be giving the one word test based on that also. So it will be easy, and tomorrow when we see the problems, it will be easy for you. Okay. So maths, it is connected. Okay. So whenever you are studying some problems or something, just keep that in mind because in the next chapter or in the next year, you are going to apply that in advanced way. So now you are learning. Last year you have learned about the basic conversion and all. So now we will apply that in problems. Okay. So next one, example. Okay. So take it your locality. So where you are living, some will be living in Karingal or something. So your locality and write it down. Okay, write it down in your rough note. So in a locality, 52 out of 130 people play hockey. So you can take your, you'll be having some groups like cricket groups or football groups. I think Leach is very good in playing football and all, right? So we can take example as Leach. Okay, in Leach locality, so he is very good in playing. So we can take his friends. So there are 130 people. Okay, children or 130 children are there. Out of 52 will play hockey. Okay, including Leach, 52 students will play hockey. Okay, the total, what is the total number of people? 130. Okay, 130 people are there. In that, 52 people will be playing hockey. So Leach is also very good in playing hockey. So what is the ratio of the number of people who play hockey to the number of people who do not play hockey? So what do you want to find? You want to find the ratio of number of people who play hockey to the number of people who do not play hockey. So what are the things given in the question? Total number has given, write it down. Total number of people is equal to 130. So number of people who play hockey is equal to 52. So total is there. The number of people who are playing hockey is given. You want to find out those who don't play hockey. It's very easy, right? Total is given. Those who play hockey is given. So total minus the people who play hockey. The number of people who do not play hockey means total. This is total minus people who play hockey. So 130 minus 52. Check whether you are getting the answer 78. So now we got 78. So here what are the numbers now we got? We got total number. We got those who played hockey is given in the question, and now we found out those who do not play hockey. 78 of them will not play hockey. Okay, they don't like hockey. Now, now we want to find in this question the ratio. The ratio those who play hockey to those who play do not hockey. Okay. Next, we want to find the percentage. We want to find, now we found out the number, right? Next, we will compare it right in ratio. And next thing, we will find the percentage for those who do not play hockey and those who play hockey. We want to find the percentage. Okay. So, ratio of the number of people who play hockey to the number of people who do not play hockey. So, how many of them will play hockey? 52, right? So, 52 is 2. Those who do not play hockey, we found out, right? 130 minus 52, we got the answer 70. So, 52 is to 78. Write that in fraction. 52 in the numerator. So, this is those who play hockey and this is those who do not play hockey. Okay, and we have written in ratios. Next, we want to find the percentage of people who play hockey. So, what is the total number of people? This is total number of people, and those who played hockey is 52. Okay, so 52 by 130 total number. We want to find percentage. So, into 100. So, into 100 percentage. Okay, so we want to find percentage of people who play hockey. So we know the total number of people. We know how many of them are playing hockey. So 52 by 130. Since we want to find the percentage, we'll multiply by 100. So into 100. So cancel it. Check whether you are getting 40 percentage or not. Check it. I'll give you 1 second. 52 by 130 into 100. Cancel it and check whether you are getting 40 percentage. Are you getting 40 percentage? Yes. So next what you want to find out the percentage of people who do not play hockey. So there are two methods to find out. Okay, I'll teach two which is easy you can follow. So what will be the total percentage means what? The total will be 100, right? Percentage means 100. So we got total we know 100%. Percentage means 100. So in that how many of you will play hockey? 40, right? So this is total percentage is 100, right? 100 minus the percentage of people who are playing hockey. So 100 minus 40 percentage, 100 percentage minus 40 percentage means 60 percentage. You can use this method and you can find out, or we can use this method. So how many of you will not play hockey? 78. So what is the total number? 130. So in that locality, total people are 130 and 78 will not play hockey. Then we want to find percentage, right? So into 100 percentage. So this you can cancel it 78 and 130 or 100. Just cancel it. You will be getting 60%. Look, both answers are same, right? So you can follow any one method. That is your wish. Okay, so we are getting 60%. Check it. 40 percentage of them playing hockey, right? And 60 percentage are not playing hockey. When you add it, are you getting 100 percentage? Yes, right? You are getting 100 percentage. So total is 100. In that 40 will be playing hockey and 60 percentage will not be playing hockey. Is it clear, children? So all this converting to percentages, this problem, this small problems already you have learned, right? So here now we are applying that in word problem. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can go to chapter grade 7 notebook. Okay, already we have learned this small problems. Is it clear now? This is how read the question carefully. So what are the things in this question they are asking to find the ratio and to find the percentage. Okay, children. And next one, okay, here some formulas. So please go through the formulas. Based on these formulas, next class we'll be doing the problems. Okay. Find the increase or decrease percentage. So find the increase or decrease percentage formulas you are going to learn today. Okay. The percentage of a quantity increases or decreases from its original amount is called percentage of change. Okay, what is define percentage of change means? So one total amount will be given, right? So the original, we will call that as a original amount. One amount will be given. For example, I'm giving you 800 chocolate. Okay, the total number of chocolate I'm giving to grade 8 students is 800 chocolates I'm giving to you. So the next day, the chocolate reduces to 400, or I'm saying the next day the chocolate increases to 9,000. So from this original amount, this is the original amount, and in this sometimes it decreases or sometimes it increases, right? So if if it is decreasing, what formula we'll be using? If it is increasing, what are the formulas you are going to see? We'll learn it. Okay, how you will find the percentage of change? For example, you take this as an example. I am giving you 800 chocolates. That is the original amount. And the chocolate percentage get changes. Okay, the percentage changes to 400 next day. So what happened? How you will find the percentage of change? So I have given you this 800 chocolate, and it has changed to 400. So you want to find the percentage of change. So what you will do? Amount of change. So here, what is amount of change? 400 is amount of change, right? 400 is a change. And what is the original amount? 800. What is the original amount? 800 into 100, right? Since we want to find the percentage of change, we are multiplying by 100. Now cancel it. These two zeros get cancelled. These two zeros get cancelled. Then we can cancel it by 2 table, right? 2 twos are 4. We write 2 zeros are there. Then 4 twos are 8. Then we can cancel by 4. 1 4 is 4, and 5 5 fours are 20, so 50. So what is the percentage of change? 50 percentage. This is how we want to do the problems. Okay. So here, what is the formula? This formula is to find the percentage of change. That means one original amount will be there, right? Maybe you can take rupees or anything. One original amount will be there. Then the percentage of change they will be giving. So here I gave you 800 chocolate. 800 is the original amount, and the amount change is 400, and you want to find the percentage of change. So amount of change will be in the numerator and the original amount will be in the denominator. Then since we want to find the percentage of change, we'll multiply by 100. Then cancel it and write down the answer. So what is the formula for percentage of change? We can say with me. Okay. Percentage of change is equal to amount of change by original amount into 100. Okay. Percentage of change is equal to amount of change divided by original amount into 100. Okay. And next one, two formulas. What are the two formulas? Increase percentage. Increase percentage. So increase percentage is equal to amount increases. For example, I'm giving you 800 chocolate. The next day, the increased amount is 900. So original amount. What is original? Sorry, original amount will be 800. Original amount will be 800. And what is the increased amount? 900. Next day it increases to 900 into 100. Then you want to calculate it and find the increased percentage. So in the question, original amount is given and the amount is increased means what formula we will be using to find the increased percentage? Increased amount divided by original amount into 100. So this first formula is find the percentage, okay. And second one, increased amount. Increased amount is equal to new amount. So new amount will be 900, right? So 900, what is the original amount? Minus 800. So here answer is 100. So amount increases is 100. This is how we are finding. Okay, is it clear now? So in the question, if they are asking increased percentage or increased amount, these are the formulas we will be using. So today, now we have learned three formulas. Now next, decreased percentage. What is decreased percentage? So if the amount is decreasing from 800, it decreases to 400. Okay, so how you will write? The 400 which is a decreased amount in the numerator, and what is the original amount? 800, right? 800 into 100. Calculate it. We will get the decreased percentage. So decreased amount, right? So what is the original amount? 800, right? And what is the decreased amount? 400. What is the new amount, or we can say new amount or a decreased amount? So what is that? 400. So 800 minus 400 will be the decreased amount. Is it clear now, children? So we have learned today five formulas, right? So percentage of change we have learned, then increased percentage, then increased amount, and decreased percentage and decreased amount. So please go through these formulas. The next class we'll be doing the formulas based on this. Okay, children. So please go through your textbook, and I'll give you some homework problems, and I'll give you some one word questions also. Okay, children. So remaining exercise problems we'll see in the next session. Okay, children. Thank you. Have a nice day.